Hey, welcome everybody, it's Annabelle Fisher, and I wanted to make a video today about something that has been playing on my mind really for the last week or so, and it's about having the freedom and I guess the free will to change our minds. But before I do, in case you don't know me, one of the main reason I guess that I am making this video series, the Untethered, is because in August of 2018 I was told that I had 2 months to live. That was the prognosis that I was given after a almost 3.5 year journey with ovarian cancer. And we are now just about to nudge our way into March of 2019 and I'm still here. So there's a lot to celebrate and I am not feeling that great today, but you know what? I decided I was still going to come on here and film the video. Often when I make the videos, I haven't done very many, but I make sure I have the energy, like I've had a nap beforehand or I'm not going to do anything else during that day. And I want to prepare myself. One of my biggest desires during these months is that I am fully present in whatever I show up to do. And today and the last couple of days I've not felt very good, but I thought, no, I'm going to slap on some makeup, put on some bling earrings and get in front of the camera just so that I can talk about changing my mind. So my symptoms have been growing and developing. The cruel thing about ovarian cancer, although I'm sure it's no different to any other cancer, is that once the symptoms kick in, they're very, very aggressive. So they're very silent and then they're very aggressive, and I'm noticing that I'm deteriorating quite fast. So for example, I've been struggling with swollen ankles, so it means that I have to elevate my legs at all times. But what that then does is it scrunches up everything in my belly, which makes my bloated belly even more uncomfortable. And I've just in the last three days noticed some new symptoms, I guess, in my diaphragm. I'm not sure if that's a tumour mass or if that is an organ that's been pushed out. But I am going to see my oncologist shortly today, so I'll be able to ask her. So yeah, there's a bunch of symptoms that have been showing up. I've got, we know that there's some tumours pressing on some nerves in my pelvis, so I don't have any feeling now in the tops of my thighs. And I've got a new symptom that's shown up on the left side of my left thigh with that. It feels like it's sort of trickling waters running down it. So all these weird and wonderful things going on that I'm adapting to, but I wanted to show up. I wanted to get in front of the camera really as much for myself as anything else. So forgive me for being selfish. And so what do I mean by changing our mind? Well, if you've seen some of my other videos or you've been following my posts on Facebook, I talked quite a lot about how privileged I was to know that I was dying, because when I was given the prognosis, yes, of course it was very shocking and awful and I wouldn't have wished it on anyone, but I had been living with cancer, like I say, for 3 years, and so I knew that there was going to be a prognosis of some kind. And what happened was, because I'd spent a long time adjusting to what it would feel like to stop chemo or stop alternative treatments, and to then allow the cancer to run its course, I felt like I'd wrapped my head around it, I'd wrapped my heart around it and my soul around it, and I'd adjusted to what that would feel like. And I think I'd done it in a way that flowed. It didn't come overnight, but I adapted to that. And then something happened last week, and I don't know what it was. It wasn't a particular conversation or anything that happened that I'm aware of, but I suddenly realized I was feeling a bit feisty. Like there was a fire back in my belly. And I was like, no, that's not good. It's not about not being good enough. It's just that wasn't enough. I really wanted to be a bit more about it, rather than this sort of passive, okay, that's what I've accepted. And I had accepted it and I wasn't fighting it. But there was something inside of me that sort of stepped up, and I thought, yeah, enough. I don't want it to be this way anymore. So I've really started to focus on some things that I'm excited about, some projects I have that I'll be sharing with you, and I feel like the passion has returned back into my life. That fire is burning and it feels really, really exciting, and that is giving me purpose. That's more than enough to feed off of and to keep me going. And I just wrote a few notes down here about it's okay to change our minds. Sometimes I think we might feel like, oh, I've made that decision and I've got sort of made my bed, I must lie in it now. But what if we can get out of that bed? And in my case, literally, what if I don't have to stay in bed so much during the day? What if we can get up? Why must we settle on what we had already decided? And why must we feel obligated? That's the word I wrote down. I'm not obligated to doing and continuing what worked for me back then. So what worked for me in the late summer and the fall is no longer working for me. And I just feel like that juice has come back into me. And one of the questions I asked was, what would I prefer to think? What would I prefer to feel? And that really helped me get clearer on where my purpose was and how passionately I was feeling about life again. So I just thought I'd share that, short and sweet today, and I hope it has some meaning to you and it might resonate. So please, as always, you're so generous. If you feel that this might be able to help somebody, please share it. I would be most grateful. And of course, please follow on Facebook, because I write posts on there as well. And I just want to say before I leave you, as always, I do not take for granted your massive support of me. So thank you. Without question, the love that I receive from the virtual community, as well as my beloved local friends far and wide, is what keeps me going. So thank you, and bye bye for now.